Listen, bro, I don't know who you are, but you clicked on this video for one thing, and that is you have a decision to make and it's hard and you don't know what to do. And I'm just here to tell you a couple stories that I feel like could apply to you just to try to help you make a decision and you could feel better by the end of tonight. Sunday morning is when I got a call about Saturday night. Around 11 p.m., my uncle had died of a heart attack, and my mom obviously, it was an emotional time, and she kind of blamed herself because of the fact she closed her phone, she shut it down around the time that he had a heart attack. So she feels like if she had it, if she hadn't turned off her phone, she could have answered the phone call, and she possibly could have saved him using CPR. And anyways, funeral happened, all this stuff happened. It was a very emotional time. My uncle was very close with me. He always supported me bodybuilding. He would, we had this thing where he would be like, "Hey Eric, like, where's North at?" And I'd like flex my bicep and point backwards, like, "Oh, there's North." And he was always very supportive of me bodybuilding. And he was like, "This kid is gonna be someone great in bodybuilding. Like, this kid has freaking boulders after boulders, like, always supporting me." And I'm really gonna miss him, right? But I didn't really let it slow me down. I wasn't the type of person to, even though it's only been a couple of days, I only took about a day to regroup and just kind of like relax because I gotten like 5 hours of sleep. I'm not really used to that because I'm very optimal about sleeping and all this, like 9 hours of sleeping optimal, all this stuff, right? 5 hours was not enough for me. I was really tired, so I had to crash. And then right after I get back from all the funeral stuff, I go hit a lift and I do it in his name, and I tell myself I'm not gonna miss a meal anymore, and I'm gonna compete in his name, and I'm gonna do it all for him. So instead of just being sad about it and thinking about what could have been if he lived, I start thinking what's gonna happen and what can I do in his name because of his death. I start to think, what can I do now? What can I do to make things optimize themselves for the future? And I know that he would have wanted me to bodybuild and succeed in that. So that's what I'm gonna do. And similarly to when I turned 16, it was my 16th birthday, and I remember I was right here in front of my bed. I was laying on there, I was on my phone, and my parents called me over, like, "Eric," and then I go over and they just start body shaming me. They start body shaming me, like, "Oh, you've gotten really fat, son. Your face is really chubby. I think we need to get you some help." It's like, out of all days, you chose this on my birthday, really, my one special day out of the year, and it was just like tough on me. I all the other days you could have picked to body shame me, you picked my birthday. It just like tore me apart because I started to think they were right. I started to think maybe I am too fat now, maybe I didn't bulk correctly, and now I have to stop going to the gym and just focus on losing weight and just run all the time to try to burn it off. And I was basically about to waste all my months that I had spent in the gym training hard, thinking I was doing something right. And I was like, you know what? No, like, I spent months training hard for this. And even though I may not look or feel the best, I know that in a couple more months of putting in more work, it's going to pay off. Like, my muscle is just going to catch up with my body fat. And then, you know, leaning out was really easy. I didn't really have to do much cardio to lean out. And then I looked good. I looked good. I was at the peak of my life. I felt good. I felt handsome. I was talking to girls like left and right. Everything was good, and it paid off because of that night that I was crying on my birthday because I felt like my parents didn't support me. So the goal here is for you to take whatever happens from these events, these stressful events, traumatic events, whatever it may be, and put it towards something you actually want to succeed in life. For me, it's been bodybuilding in those cases, but I feel like I could probably use so much more of that energy because bodybuilding is easy, bro. And I just don't see it as something I need to stress about all the time. I feel like I could use this as a chance to grow with content and other business models that I'm interested in. So take your fuel and put it towards something productive, is what I'm saying.